What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Two Sisters, One Book. I'm Carla.
And I'm Amanda. We are two sisters, two moms tackling one book at a time. We are doing this episode a little bit differently. I am on vacation. We are at my parents' house. I got a fancy microphone and I left everything at my house.
We do have some notes here. So, if for all those who are watching the video, you can see I have a nice little laptop in front of me. So, we are going to be going through our notes. And I personally think Amanda is much better at the summaries, and I'm just good with my input.
But I still got a summary. We see a lot of action. We see a lot of arguing. We see a lot of political views. And we see Damien standing by his wolf instinct and not denying Jazz any longer. And he actually went out and told basically all four packs, like, hey, this is what's happening. The next 10 chapters, I feel like, are so exciting. Like, I can't wait for the other 10 chapters.
Oh my gosh. I felt like literally the last 10 chapters we read was like
The best.
so good.
Yes.
So good, you guys. So,
we're going to pause though to give the people who don't want spoilers, because this podcast has more spoilers than we probably should, but it's just so good. We had to talk about it.
Yep.
So we'll pause and let the people who don't want spoilers to just, I guess we'll see you later.
Linger on out. And when you've read it, come back on in.
We love you guys.
Yes, because we do want to preface by saying that this is a newer book. If you have not read this book, you might want to go read it before listening to this podcast, because we will be talking about spoilers.
Oh, yes.
So, but yeah, so we are reading The Wolf Throne by Sophie L. Hart. It is phenomenal. Go pick up your copy. You need it. We love it. We're obsessed. But yeah, let's dive into it, shall we?
We'll give you 3 seconds.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if you're still here, be prepared for spoilers.
That's on you.
So let's break it down. So we read chapters 11 through 20. If you were with us last week and listened, you heard that we went through chapters 1 through 10. We went over some characters, who they were. We talked a lot of introduction. And actually, I did like the first 10 chapters. I thought it was good. But then when I read chapters 11 through 20, I was like, wow, this is getting even better. I don't even know what chapters 21 through 30 are going to do to us.
I know.
We may be ruined after that.
We find new characters along the way, which I love. So
yes. So why don't you give a quick summary of the last thing that we read in chapter 10?
Okay, so chapter 10 was basically Jazz follows Damien, and then she shifted into her wolf, probably because she was terrified and all that other stuff. Damien did reject her in front of everybody for the mated bond, but he was trying to save her. He did have a meeting with his council. His father, the king, did die. We did know that Alfred did assassinate him. And there's a throne with no king on it. So all 5 clans are at war because everybody wants to be the king now. And this is the next 10 chapters. You actually get to know a little bit more of the history of a little bit of each clan, not like a huge bunch, but enough to get my imagination going, which is going to be really exciting to break down.
So moving into chapter 11, Amanda's going to do the summary for chapter 11 because she's just so good at it, you guys. So we're just going to let Amanda take over the summary side and tell you all about what happened in chapter 11.
All right, so the summary for chapter 11 is we start with the ceremony because, as we found out, Damien's dad, the king, did die. Damien speaks with his council about moving forward and with Jazz, which he rejected her. And he did tell his council that he rejected her and that nothing's going to move forward with her, because in the Codex, you can't be mated or fall into a relationship with a rivalry clan, especially if there's war. And because the Snows are neutral, that's a no-no. Even though his heart was telling him something else, he just had to be political. He struggles with the dilemma of pushing her away because his wolf wants her.
They're bad.
I know. It was really hard, especially after she shifted for the first time. We did see her fully shift into her wolf in the middle of the woods, and he kind of just was stalking her. Not stalking her, because he did tell her to meet her there in the woods. She was fighting it.
Did you picture that in your head?
I
I
did.
was picturing, she was like, it was like a hybrid of like a human and a wolf. And I was
Yeah,
like,
so half
oh.
of her was fur and the other half of her arm was like a human arm, but it's because she didn't want to let go. So the way Damien was explaining it to her, the way I picked it up, was she was more scared of seeing her hand turning into a paw,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to let go of her human side, which caused so much pain and so much agony. And yeah.
Yeah. When I read that, I was like, ooh, imagine like you're literally shifting and then you just get stuck halfway.
Oh my gosh.
And
And he did come in.
yeah, he was watching her.
He did, and she got mad. She's like, "What took you so
Where
long?"
were you?
Love it.
Yeah.
I was
Like
like,
he was watching because he's like, I wanted to know if you were able to turn
yes,
without the pressure of
being scared.
yeah. And that, I mean, that is definitely the impulse of a leader, my
Mhm.
thought.
He did a really good job. And then he started to train her. He didn't really want to, but then she did make a good point. If you don't do it, who will?
Mm-hmm.
Because her parents wanted to do like nothing to do with this. Like they wanted her to live her human life, stay a librarian, stay dating your boy, like your human boyfriend and all this, stay neutral and don't get involved. But I feel like if you're mated like that, then there's like no denying that. Especially if you could feel the pull getting closer. She knows when he's around. And then they have the bond of speaking to each other. So it's really sweet.
I wanted to ask you though, what were your thoughts on her parents not telling her? Her parents don't even tell her. They're like, we wanted to give you a normal life. I get that. I understand that. But the thing is you're hiding a huge thing in her life. And I also thought they said it can skip a generation. Let's say it did. Let's just hypothetically think that it did skip a generation. She doesn't know anything about it. She has a child of her own. What if that child transforms? That would scare the heck out of me. If I was her, I'd be like, what is going on with my child? Because she has no idea about her history in the werewolf life.
I know that's the hard thing, but I totally can see where the parents are coming from too. They are the weakest pack. They aren't fighters. They're more of the peacekeepers. And then they are the smallest pack too. So for them to live a normal life and not be a part of anything, I could totally see them, especially the dad is just wanting to protect his little girl, you know?
Yeah.
I can see where they're coming from, but I do feel like when she did get older, they should have had a conversation about the whole thing. But she found out in a really bad way, and here we are. So,
Yeah. And I get not telling her before, and now she finds out. But what I thought was a little, I don't know, I didn't agree with was her parents were like, well, now that she knows, we need to all go hide. I understand that you want to keep her safe, but not wanting her to train, not wanting to teach her anything about her skill. At this point, she knows she's a werewolf. Other people are probably going to know she's a werewolf now. You need to get this girl on a level where she can now protect herself. There's no more hiding. You can't hide anymore.
the clans know about her.
Yes.
Which is very rare because we found out, I think, twice they've said it so far is very rare for a snow new shift. So I feel like it's been a while since they've gotten a new snow wolf, and Jazz is probably the first in so long. So I could totally see where the parents are coming from. I could totally see, if, especially if they don't know how to fight, because who taught them how to fight?
Yeah, I think they can't fight. I think
They run.
no, yeah,
They run and they stay peaceful and they stay neutral. And Jazz is like, she has the power in her. She's like, the fire is growing. She's like, I will not stand by and watch my people get treated like this. She just got these people. So I was like, I love her so much.
She's like, I just transformed. I'm this new person now.
And she has all the power. She's very powerful. So then Damien's like, you're right. Because she's like, if you don't do it, who will? Especially if Alfred already knows, the clans already know she's an open target. So he's like, fine, I'll secretly train you, which is that's when he said, meet me here at midnight. And then it was really cute. So I was like, I would have thought of that too. Is it midnight tonight or midnight tomorrow?
She's questioning it. And then I was questioning it as the reader. I'm like, no, he probably meant tonight because tonight is tomorrow at midnight, right? Like that's what I started to think. When he met with her, so going back to like her finding out about all this from her parents, she wakes up in her apartment. Her parents are like, we need to run away. We need to hide. She's like, we can't do that. And then I thought it was interesting because she was talking about how the pain from the bone shifting went away, but she started getting all these other heightened senses. Like she could hear really well, she could smell, which of course, I mean, makes sense for like
Yeah.
in the
Wolf.
yeah, a wolf. Like you could smell, but then she immediately smells Damien.
Yes.
And she goes outside and she meets him and he explains everything to her.
He basically explained the bond and he explained what happened. So he told her about the bond, about another couple who already was bonded and they weren't supposed to be bonded. They were executed. So he was telling her that there's danger in all of this. And then he told her about each clan, which in the 5 minutes of Damien explaining everything to Jazz is more than what her parents ever did for her. So she felt kind of betrayed by that too. And then that's when she decided, like, fine, I'm going to start sneaking out because her father did give her a command. So I'm thinking that her father is the alpha.
He grounded her. I was like, is
He
20?
grounded her.
I was like, wait, did he just ground her?
She's 26
Something like that. She's in
and
her 20s.
she got grounded.
Yeah, he was like, you're grounded. I was like, did he just ground her?
I feel like he's the alpha. I don't.
He is the alpha.
Yeah.
He is the alpha.
She sneaks out.
Yeah.
It's a little rebel in her.
But we know that
Mhm.
the fated mate bond is a rare thing. Her parents opinion on it was like, you know, it's rare, but it's basically chaining you to an alpha. And it's funny hearing her parents' version of it and then his version of it. He's like, no, it's rare. And it's more like you're matched in soul and spirit.
Yes, but because of the rivals and the wars that are going on right now, it's forbidden, which is the most ridiculous codex ever. And I want to know who wrote that.
I know. And it started with those people. I think it was 300 years ago or something, wasn't it? It was like, I can't remember that it was two separate clans and they fell in love and I guess they were mated.
And it caused friction within the other packs.
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, okay, this will never happen again.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
It was really
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
But it's like they take that and they're like, okay, from now on, nobody can come together if you're outside your own clan. But this is what I want to know. Is it only during the challenging or is it in general?
I feel like it's probably only during the challenging and maybe they've been at war for so long.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Alfred is like out for blood. He's like my Scar for Lion King.
Let's talk a little bit about these clans.
Yes.
Because I think this is going to give at least everyone a little bit of like a visual picture of what we're working with, what's going on.
And I love it so much.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys a really good like description on each clan and a little bit about them individually because we learn this later. I believe it's in chapter 17, which I absolutely loved this chapter. But we learn about the 5 clans. So we have the Grimvales, which are known as the brutal ones. They occupy the deep mountain territory to the west. They breed massive, scarred, and angry wolves. Their alpha is a guy named Cain, and their initiation is surviving a week in a bear den. How would you do that?
I would die.
Like you go a week in a bear den, like those must be some powerful fighters. Like that's a little scary there. And then we have the Shadowfanes, which are known as the cunning ones. So they're smart. They also are full of spies. They occupy the valley territory and they control the information. Their alpha is a female named Celine. And they aren't the strongest fighters, but they rely on ambush, poison, and psychological warfare. So Celine doesn't want to win a physical fight. She is more like she wants to maneuver into.
She's like a witch.
That's exactly what I thought of. I was like, she's got to be a witch of some sort. Like she's all about poisons and things like that. So she's like a dirty fighter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's kind of what I pictured.
But I feel there is a scene. I feel I could be wrong. That she is for Damien and the mate.
Yes, I did. It's because her second made a comment where she said run.
Yes.
She whispered run. And I even like noted that. I was like, why did she tell them to run?
But she stepped back too, because that's when Alfred went. Okay, so Damien was training Jazz and he smelt the Dravens and he told Jazz to run a certain way while he took on the Dravens. Well, it was a trap. So by the time he realized it was a trap, he had to go back for Jazz. And that's when Jazz was surrounded by basically 5 of each of the clans. It was like 12 wolves surrounded her which Selena second was one of them. So he basically said, I'm not going to denounce her. This is my mate. I will protect her and fight for her, which caused a big problem. But as he was explaining the situation or like telling what was in his heart for a second, a few people did back off of it. And that's when Alfred was calling him like, coward, you're weak. He's already injured. Take him now.
Mhm.
And then the police show up.
Yeah,
Just
and
don't
then
ask-
everybody scatters.
Yeah. Clearly the popos are their weakness.
So we have the Grimvales, we have the Shadowfanes, and then we have the Dravens. So the Dravens are the scavengers. They occupy the marshlands and the old lodging territories. Their alpha is Elford. It's a place for rot and decay. So when Damien smelled the rot and the decay, it's because it's a place known of rot, decay, and the sulfur and all that stuff. They attract criminals. So they are known for, or the people who usually get kicked out of their packs are known for being too violent or unstable. They don't follow the codex unless they have to, and they fight dirty. So that's a little bit about the Dravens. Now, those are the ones that we really need to keep our eye on because that's Elford and his group. So that's the one that we've seen the most so far been talked about in the book is the Dravens. That's the one that Damien believes to have killed his father. Is Elford the pack leader?
He did kill his father.
We're still waiting on that pin.
No. It's been proven twice.
And and I have a little theory on this, but I'll tell that to you.
You think it's a trick?
I'm waiting until Elford admits it. If Elford admits, like, yes, I'm the one who killed your father, then I'll be like, okay. But so
I'm
far,
telling you, it's going to be a Scar situation. I killed your father. Or I killed Mufasa.
it could be a Star Wars situation. I am your father.
Oh, that's creepy.
Just kidding. Anyways, so then we have the Ashen Ones. So this is Damien and his group of people. They are the Guardians, and they're also known as the Shields. They occupy the Central Forest. The Alpha is Damien, as we know. They always have the crown. Damien did say this. They always have the crown because they're a balance of the other packs. They have the strength to fight the Grimvale, the discipline to outwit the Shadowfanes, and the order to suppress the Dravens. Then you have the last one, which is the Snows, which is where our girl Jasmine comes from. So they are the soul and they keep the history. So they occupy the sea routes and a sizable portion of the civilian population. The Alpha, from what we understand, is, I believe, Jazz's dad, Elias.
I think
We think that is who the Alpha is. She does make a comment where she talks about her dad being the Alpha. So that's kind of why I'm thinking that. But their main thing is they're maintaining a connection with the humans and reminding the wolves that they are not monsters. They also manage the local economy and the supply chain, which we know Elford wants to gain control of that. In order to gain the control of the local economy and the supply chain, he has to take out the Snows.
And he wants to completely extinct them.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think that's why he's so keen up on getting Jazz, because if he just attacks the Snows, it probably doesn't look good. But the fact that Jazz and Damien broke the codex, it gives him a reason to take down Jazz and to take down her whole clan.
For sure.
Which now gives him the ability to take over the local economy and the supply chain. So that's a little something. But I did write down a quote, which I thought this was interesting. So Damien says, that's why the codex forbids mixing. Each pack has a function. If you mix the brutality of a Grimvale with the cunning of a Shadowfane, you get a tyrant. If you mix the order of an Ashen one with the gentleness of a Snow, Jazz mentions, you get weakness. And he says, you get a target because you represent a unity that terrifies them. If the shield and the soul unite, we don't just rule, we change the game. So it's interesting how they mention what these packs really are, how the Snows are known as the soul and the Ashen ones are known as the shield. So I thought that was interesting.
And I'm not going to lie, I really hope Alfred stays for a really long time because I like his character so far. I'm like, oh, he's going to be a great villain. And I know for a fact I'm going to like Selene. I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
I think Elford does make a very good villain. Obviously, like, he's a villain, so you don't root for the guy, but I'm rooting for him to keep going in the story because he does make a good villain.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. So
Okay.
we know that they were training in the woods, Damien and Jazz, and we know that the clans like tried to kill Jazz in the woods, but Damien was able to save her.
Yeah.
Damien then brings Jazz back to the council, back to his sanctuary, back to a place where she has no business being. So then he's talking to the council, which I freaking love this guy. And I was like, yeah, the whole time reading it when he's telling them, because they're like, well, we're going to denounce your throne right, and we're going to take your title away, but we're going to give Jazz to Alfred and make peace.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to give her as the peace treaty.
Yeah, and I was just like, wait, what? You're dead either way if you do it that way, which then he says, no, that's not what's going to happen. I am going to fight them and do, what was it? The gauntlet challenge, take on every alpha.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be one by one, but 3 of them he's going to take on consecutively. So he's going to fight 3 of them.
Yeah, because he almost found a loophole. He found a loophole by saying if there's a challenger who doesn't agree with what you guys are saying, he can go to the king.
Yeah.
And the king gets the final say.
But there's no king.
There's no king right now.
So he wants the throne right now.
He says we need to fulfill the spot of the king before we can make any decisions on him
basically on the bond situation at all.
Yeah.
But even then, he gave him an ultimatum because he's like, that's not happening. Let me fight. He kind of like shows that he could do this. And he sticks up for Jazz, and he sticks up for his entire pack because, one, if he doesn't do it, his pack becomes slaves.
Yeah.
And probably annihilated. And 2, if he goes through it and he dies, it's like basically the same outcome.
The outcome would have been the same. At least this gives him and Jazz a chance to survive. It might be a slim chance, as they're kind of thinking, because he has to take on
3,
not just 2, but 3 of the other clan leaders, because obviously he's not going to fight his own clan, and he's not going to fight the Snow clan because that's who Jazz is coming from. But he has to fight them each. And Elford gave a good point. He's like, by the time, if you even get to me, you are going to be exhausted. I will take you out just by the sheer exhaustion that you're
which makes him weak too, because if I really hated a guy, I'd be like, I want Adam first.
I know, I thought that too. I was like, I'm surprised Elford's not like, let me get in there and get
but
first.
He made his proposal. They appreciated him even more and respected him, so they sent out the challenge. And then he goes to the medical wing, and then all of a sudden Alfred shows up at his gate, and then he basically said, you're a dead man anyways, and I want you to know that this is going to happen. Kane's going to destroy you, Celane's going to poison you, and then I get your leftovers, which is going to be me who kills you.
It was interesting when Elford said, I can't remember the exact wording he used, but it was something like, you basically united us clans, because Kane wanted nothing to do with him. And Selene wouldn't even answer his calls. Yeah. And now they've come together because they have a common united front against Damien because he broke Codex, which I think still is a very ridiculous thing.
I think it's a bluff, though.
It very well could be.
I think it was a bluff. I think he wanted to see how Damien was doing. And he probably went in there to try to get into his head because I don't know. I wouldn't waste my time. If I already knew the guy was a dead man, I wouldn't waste my time even showing up.
And that's, I think, kind of what Damien was getting at, is he's like, he's scared. He knows he's scared. And he was trying to get him to attack him because they're in this, what's the word they used? Like almost like a time where you...
Oh, a parlay.
Yeah, they're in a parlay.
Well, that's what I think too. He was trying to ruffle his feathers so then he could break the parlay, which is supposed to just be talking. You're supposed to be in a troop, so you can't fight, you can't do anything. And he was saying all that stuff because, one, if Damien did try to attack, then that's like in piracy, he would be dead anyways.
Yeah.
So with nothing, like he had, 10 armed men on him. And yeah, so I think he is scared. I don't think he is in contact with Selene like how he thinks he is. Kane, probably, because Kane hates everybody. His main focus is to destroy everybody. But it was the speech that Damien gave to his people, because basically a lot of his soldiers watched this go down, and now in their head they're thinking, we're dead. they're going to come kill us. We're all dead. And now they're all terrified. But he gave such an inspirational speech to get his people saying, yeah, we're with you. You're right. This is what's going to happen. We believe in you. So I just thought that was very, and if you want to know the speech, go read the book.
I know. Well, because it went from nobody being on his side. Because when he initially walked in, and actually rewinding really quick, at this point, Damien and Jazz have made it. They have officially come together and made it. It was during one of their training sessions. They
accepted the bond.
They accepted the bond. They gave into it, and now they are officially mated, which is now officially.
And with the mate, they will do anything to protect.
Anything to protect their mate. Like they're not just kind of possibly breaking the rules. They have officially broken the rules at this point because they are officially mated. And so when Damien goes into his council, he tells them, this is what's going on. I'm going to challenge them because they basically say, like we talked about earlier, you're done. We're dismantling you. Yeah. We're going to find a new challenger. We're going to give Jazz over to the Dravens as a peace treaty.
The guy who killed his father. Like, what sense does that make? Oh, the elder. I would get a whole new council if I was Damien.
Allegedly killed her father. Friend. I still think there might be somebody else involved. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong, but I'm going to hold on to this.
So.
And I will.
She's like, Carla,
I will eat my words if I am wrong. I will gladly admit, like, I was wrong, but I just feel like there's going to be somebody else involved. He's still the villain. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I don't know, Jazz's father might have been responsible for it for some weird reason because they are the peacekeeping people. They would be the reason why
that would be.
It would need to be
crazy.
hidden.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
That's why her dad doesn't want her to be anywhere near.
That's what I'm saying, right? Couldn't that be a theory? Her dad doesn't want her to be with them, and he even says, remember earlier, she said to her dad, his father was murdered, and he pauses. And then he says, that is a rumor.
Oh, is that why Alfred didn't attack? He had 2 chances to kill Jazz, and he basically didn't. So,
and
maybe.
And
I still think it was Alfred.
And when Damien says to Alfred, you killed my father, he doesn't openly say. Now I will say both ways. He doesn't openly say, yes, you're right, I did kill your father, because he's there to taunt him.
Kill him.
He's there to taunt him. Don't you think if he's going to taunt him, that would be one of the best things to do it? He also doesn't deny it, but he doesn't admit to it.
He has to wait for the perfect moment to strike this.
So this is going to be the thing, is you guys are going to be the ones to hear it. Either Amanda's right and Alfred for sure did, which of course we're being led to believe that Alfred did kill Damien's father. I am just feeling like there is a chance that it was someone else, and it would not shock me if it was someone like Jazz's father.
Maybe, because just the same way as Ashen and Snows get together, it's a very strong thing. So maybe if Alfred thinks that his clan and the Snows could get together, they could be more powerful to take on everything else. Okay, I can see where you're coming from.
I just don't feel like Alfred's the type of person that wants to make it seem like an accident. If he's going to go after Damien's father, he's going to go after his father, and he's going to make it known that he's the one who took him out.
All right. I feel like we could talk about this for hours right now, but
anyways, but yes, so we'll find out. But moving back, so we know that they're mated. They have accepted the bond officially, and we go back and you see all of his people, including his council members, all are like scared. They're like, I guess if you want to challenge these challengers, go for it. Because he makes a good point that no matter what, they're all screwed anyways. Yeah. So you might as well give them, even if it's a small % chance, you might as well give them a chance to try to take back the throne, essentially. Because at this point, I think everybody probably thinks that the Ashen ones are going to lose the throne.
Probably, but before we close this out, I do like how he does have a boost of confidence because now he has Jazz with him. Mm-hmm. And he's going to have Jazz train with him because he has 3 days. He wants Jazz to train with him, and she is out of her mind saying, why? I'm just a librarian. I've only been a wolf for 2 weeks. And it's because she's basically the only one who knows how to fight out of fear and for survival, basically.
Yes.
Because everybody else is just, they're like, I'm out, I know what I want to do. I'm going to do this or whatever. But yeah.
And I have to say, too, before we wrap up, also, there were some nice spicy chapters that we read. So,
Okay, yeah, it was a little
spicy. I mean,
I like the action more right now. The action
no.
part, I'm so excited.
I like the action too, but if you're one of those spicy lovers, you're gonna enjoy a few of these chapters that we read. But I do feel like we've seen a lot of action. We're seeing a lot going on. I feel like things are moving very quickly.
We're learning more history about the clans, which is super exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a very good book.
Then we're going to read chapters 21 through 30. So if you're following along with us, if you have the ebook, I would read chapters 21 through 30.
If you can, please weigh in on this debate. So let us know in the comments. Are you more thinking for sure it was Elford? Or are you have I convinced you a little bit that it could be somebody else? Let us know in the comments, because that is a pretty interesting little debate we got going on. And we'll find out more as we read, but until then, we'll just have to go with what we've got.
We did get permission from us, the author, Miss Sophie. She did give us permission to do a giveaway. Look out for a post from us coming soon.
We will be giving away a free hardback book.
Yes.
Super exciting.
We're super excited. Keep an eye out for that post.
Yep. We're going to give you all the details on that to come. But other than that, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, but we love you guys.
Yes, we do. So if you're not already, be sure to like, subscribe, follow. We are on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We are also on we're on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Make sure you're following us, because when we do this giveaway, we will be posting a lot about it. So if you're not already, you need to be looking for us on social media. But yeah, I guess we will see you guys on the next chapter. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Bye.